What's going on, guys? I'm out on the CFMOTO today. We're going to head to the Pennsylvania Amish country. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, that means we're going to go see some horse and buggies. I mean, that isn't the whole idea behind the ride. The ride is to get out on the bike, but that's the area we're going in. One of the things I want to do when I'm there is actually find some good spots to take some pictures of the bike. Usually see some horse and buggies on this road. Maybe they partied over the weekend. Maybe they're not out today. They were out though, because right there is horse poop. I did another change to the Insta360 camera in the position that I have it. Hopefully I'm getting my stitch line out. My biggest complaint with the Insta360 X5, I would say, would be the stitch line where the two lenses come together. I'm not happy with how that kind of comes together. So I do have one of the new DJI Osmo 360s on the way. It's really hard to get in the USA. Mine has shipped. I will have it, I'm hoping, within about a week. So I'm going to be trying that out to see if that is a little bit better. But I use the DJI Action 5 on my helmet. I really like that. I'm happy with the color and the clarity of the Insta360 X5. I just don't like the stitch line. And it seems to be more prevalent on the X5 than it was on my other Insta360 cameras. You know, once you're riding fast up here, there's the dam. We'll take a look at the lake here. I'm going all the way up here to the top to see if we can find a nice place to take pictures of the bike. Not really anything great up here to take pictures of it with. The other side has like a rock wall, and it's always a good place to take pictures there. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to be getting the new Osmo 360. It isn't easy to get in the USA right now, so a lot of people are blaming politics on it, which I guess is the reason why. You know, our government is restricting a lot of Chinese products. DJI is one of the companies they are restricting. Some people are blaming Trump, some people are blaming Biden. The restrictions, if you look into them, actually started before Trump was in office, so I don't think you need to really play sides on this. I think DJI definitely wants to be in the US market. You know, they want to sell their products here. We're a big market for them. They don't want to miss out, so they're going to want to work with our government to find the best way to get their products here. Here's that wall I was talking about. I guess people have picnics here. Do a little iPhone video here of the bike and the guy back there fishing. Not a lot going on here today at the lake. There is the dam. Oh, there's a guy way over there fishing too. A little bit bigger lake than the one that I normally go to. This is the PPL Montour Preserve lake, owned by the Pennsylvania Power and Light Company. All right, we'll take a little bit of a break from the ride here, and I want to talk about what I'm going to be doing with the bike here soon. I'm going to be getting it down to Karns Performance. We're going to get the ECU down there. They're going to flash it, which is kind of a flash tune type of thing. I'm not a mechanic. I don't understand everything it's going to do, but it should give it a little bit more horsepower. Mine's a 2023 model. It's a 2023 CFMOTO 450 SS. Pretty anxious to get it down there and have them tune the ECU. Nothing's really changed since the last time I did a walk around of the bike. Still looking really good. I mean, look at the scenery here. The bike looks amazing. Anyway, I'm getting back on the bike here so we can continue on with the ride. So I got to apologize to you guys. I haven't seen any horse and buggies yet. I haven't seen any of the Pennsylvania Amish hanging out. All we've seen is a little bit of horse poop, and I don't know about you, but I don't think that's overly exciting. Maybe you're into that. I don't know. We're going to turn down here. I don't know what's down here, but we're turning down this way because I want to see if I can get close to that power plant. Years ago, I worked at that power plant. I did the inventory of the warehouses, so it wasn't a very exciting job. It was actually pretty decent. Those two skinny towers were the coal towers, and that big one, not the huge one that looks nuclear, it isn't nuclear, but the medium-sized one, that is the natural gas tower that has replaced those two skinny ones. And then they're the cooling towers, just like a nuclear plant. But again, this is not a nuclear plant. It never was a nuclear plant. So back when this was a coal plant, this line going up here, that was where all the coal came in. They had a big pile of coal, and they would use the conveyor belt to dump it into the power plant. Cybertruck. So on the way back, I want to talk about how I got in shape over the winter time. And a lot of you guys that have watched my channel for a while, you kind of heard me talk about, that was a good bump. You kind of heard me talk about how I dropped about 35 pounds over the winter time. So what I did is I hooked up with a local company near me. Their name is InStrive, INSTRIV, without the E on the end of it. So instrive.com. I wasn't like really fat, but I had a little bit of extra pounds, obviously, because I was able to drop 35 pounds. So last November, right before Thanksgiving, right before all the holidays, I was talking to them, because they'll talk to you for free. You know, you can call them, you can fill out a form on their website to get a free consultation, and they'll talk to you. And they want to ask you about your health and your weight and what your goals are. But like, I was never somebody who ate a lot of sugar. I don't eat a lot of junk food. They help you decide if you're eating the right amount of portions, if you're eating something that maybe isn't really good for you. So for me, it was really about what I was eating, when I was eating it, because I was somebody who didn't really eat breakfast and would eat a little bit of lunch, but then I would eat a big dinner. So I was like a one-time-a-day eater. You know, I'd eat a big dinner and I'd be starving for dinner. So what they told me is that they felt my body was storing a little bit of extra fat to get me through the day. And a lot of people don't understand what it means when they say that you're eating an inflammatory. You're thinking, well, when I eat that, I don't burn, I don't have indigestion, I don't have any pain. Inflammatory is really, do you get muscle aches? Like my shoulders used to hurt, my back used to hurt. And what InStrive did for me is they gave me, you know, reasons to maybe change my diet. I needed to eat more often. I needed to eat breakfast. You know, like I don't have a lot of time to make breakfast. They're like, why don't you do a protein shake? I did that early on for breakfast and lunch, and sometimes I still do that because I'm still not a big eater for lunch or breakfast, but a protein shake is pretty easy to do. So they told me how much protein I should eat and how many fruits or veggies I should eat. I would make my shake with almond milk instead of dairy milk, so I didn't get inflammation. Like the first week was kind of tough because you're changing your diet and you're kind of hungry. But they told me that would happen. They're like, for most people, the first week is the toughest. And then after that, you kind of get used to it, and that's when the weight starts coming off. So like after 2 weeks, I was down 5 pounds. And I thought, yeah, big deal, you know, that could just be 5 pounds for whatever. And then after 3 weeks, I was down 10 pounds. So then I started to realize this is actually working. So I started with them the week before Thanksgiving. And I said to them, isn't this probably a bad time to start? Because, you know, there's going to be Thanksgiving dinner, and I just started this. I'm probably going to crave some of that food. They're like, it's okay. You go to Thanksgiving dinner, don't punish yourself. Do what you need to do, and then the next day, you go right back to your protein shake. And trust us, you're going to be okay. So again, it seemed a little bit too good to be true, but they were right. I mean, it was a great time to lose weight over the holidays. By the end of January, like after a few months, I was down 35 pounds and I've kept it off. It's a helicopter doing, probably looking for somebody speeding. Better slow down. Helicopters. This bike is not going to outrun the police. I actually just had a discussion with somebody on Facebook about that. They had a 450 SS and they talked about how they outrun the police on it. I'm like, I don't think so. So I'm going to wrap up this video now by just saying, what did we go over today? We rode to the lake. We didn't see any Amish horse and buggies, and I told you we would, but we did see some horse poop. We got to see something that reminded us that the Amish live there. And we got to take some pictures of the bike, and I got to talk about how I'm getting the DJI Osmo 360 camera. And I complained about my Insta360 X5 camera because I don't like the stitch line, but maybe I fixed it for this video. I mounted it different again. And then I talked about InStrive and how I got healthy and lost weight. So that's all for this video, guys. Have a good one. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.